How do you choose your LLC name? My name is Annie Kuloko and I am a business attorney. And today we will talk about how do you choose your LLC name. This is a very important step. You are at the beginning of your journey, and congratulations, you have decided now to create your legal entity. As you know, when we're talking about LLC, it stands for Limited Liability Company, and it does have some advantage. As a limited liability company, it means that your LLC is a legal entity that is completely distinct from you as an individual, you as a person. You may be asking, okay, what does that even mean concretely? It means, for example, that during the conduct of your business, you will be having obviously contact with third parties, and you may find yourself, at the end of a lawsuit or maybe a contract that went awry, and somebody decide now to sue you. Now, if the business that you conducted was actually under your LLC, it means that your personal asset will be shielded from this particular lawsuit, right? Because those are two separate legal, being. You as an individual is not the same thing as your LLC. Meaning, for example, the creditor or the litigant will not be able to come after you and saying that, okay, they're coming after your asset. That is not going to happen because obviously you are being shielded, right? This is one of the main advantage of the LLC. Now, think about, there is always caveat, but that's not the subject of this video. We will start number one with how do you choose the name? You make the decision, you're ready to move forward. How do you choose the name? The first thing is your LLC name should end with the acronym LLC, or either you can spell it out as Limited Liability Company, or either L.L.C. right? Meaning, for example, let's say it's Smith Cars LLC, that would be fine. But you should not have, and that's something that sometimes people not be aware of, you shouldn't have Smith Car Incorporated LLC. No, you cannot do that because an LLC is not actually a corporation, meaning you cannot have both type of legal entity, meaning be careful about that. You shouldn't be making that choice. Your LLC name should be easy to spell. And this is basically goes toward marketing issue. Also, you definitely want your client to be able to spell your name. It has to be easy to remember. Studies have shown that the best name, the catchy name, are the one that have one or two syllable. Meaning that if you can find something like that, if you can come with something like that, then definitely that would be the best way to go. Meaning try to find something that is memorable. Also, you have to make sure that your LLC is available. And how do you do that, right? What you have to do is actually go onto the Department of Corporation of your state, meaning the state where you want to incorporate your LLC. For example, if you want to incorporate an LLC in the state of New York, you will have to make a Google search and then look for LLC, Department of Corporation, New York. And the first thing that you have to do is to have to make sure that your LLC, the name is available. Because if you don't do that, the secretary actually will deny your application. Why? Because there are already an LLC with a similar name, meaning you cannot have both names. That will be too confusing for consumers and clients. That's why that's the first thing. And the website, and this is applicable even to other websites in other states, the website allow you to make that search. You can make a search as far as the name and see if it is available. And that's something you should definitely not skip. Make sure that you make that search. Now, you have to also be mindful that even though your LLC, you may try to be like, okay, yes, I think that's very nice, but I really like my name. And as an advice, don't actually be enamored with your name. You have to be flexible and be able to change the name if need be. But let's say, for example, you find a name and you decide, you know what? The most famous example also, that's, let's say you just think about Starbucks, right? And you'd be like, oh, okay, Starbucks, but instead of a CK, I'm going to have Starbucks with a K, and that's going to be fine, right? Or you may be replacing the K in another type of brand name, and say the K become a C and vice versa. Those are called grammatical differences. Or maybe you add an S at the end, and thinking, okay, it's not the exact spelling. But that's not true, because actually it does sound the same. It does look the same. And that's where you will have an issue. And that's why you have to go back to the drawing board and really find something that is original and memorable. It may take a little while, but at the end is definitely be worthwhile, meaning something also to be careful. And that goes also toward the name that are deceptively similar. Meaning some people do that on purpose, right? Meaning that they really piggyback on more known brands and having names that are deceptively similar. This is basically something you will run into, you will have some issue, specifically, number one, to register the name with the Department of Corporation in your state, and then even down the road, once you want to actually trademark that brand name, as you should, and that will be the subject. You can see our videos on trademark and how this is extremely important as well. Names that are deceptively similar, even if you were going under the radar by any chance on the state level, you're definitely going to find some issue as you're going on the federal level, specifically if you want to register your trademark with USPTO. Why? Because remember, put yourself in the shoes of your consumer. You will be creating confusion. And if you're creating confusion, then obviously you're actually influencing the purchase decision of this consumer client in a negative manner. And that's going to be a big no. Meaning basically that was actually a few tips. How do you choose an LLC name? And hopefully that has been helpful for you. It can give you some guidance, obviously. Just make sure that obviously that you follow this page, for all these tips. We have a lot of free resource here. If you click on the link below, and for more information, don't hesitate. You can send us actually not a DM if it's through the social media or email, but we have all the information that may help you. But this was something that you need to be aware of as you're starting your journey as the owner of an LLC, a member of an LLC. But congratulations of taking this step. And I will see you for the next video as we keep talking about business law, intellectual property. My name is Annie Koloko. I am a business attorney. Thank you. Good luck. Goodbye.